Hello folks, my name is Katia, I'm from Computational Arts Initiative, and today I would like to tell you how does Randolor work. You might be already familiar with Randolor. This is our new tool for creating fancy human-like characters, and I'll focus on some technical details and explain how it works under the hood. First, Randolor is built with JavaScript and p5.js. And the character itself is a plain JavaScript object, which has some properties which describe the options that user has selected. And also, this object has some methods that we use to represent the figure of the character itself. And also, the object has some a special method called makeMagic, which we'll consider a little bit later. To draw the character, we use p5.js, which is a JavaScript library for creative coding, and it is similar to processing and quite easy to work with. In p5, there are just two essential functions. They are setup and draw. And these functions are pretty enough to make things work. Setup is called once when the program starts, and it defines initial environment properties. Here is how we set setup in our app. We call no loops to prevent infinite loop. We set angle mode to set degrees instead of regions. We calculate rectangles from their centers, calling rect mode. Set resolution with pixel density, calculate all the sizes with calculate values, initialize our artboard with create canvas, and finally we initialize our character creating an object person and initialize our interface with calling set GUI. Draw function is called directly after setup, and it applies all the updates to the program. In our app, we just call a method display, which obviously renders our character in this function. And this method display itself is a sequence of different other methods that we use to draw different body parts one by one. And also before each render, we call the function clear to clear our canvas from previous renders. And if we consider one of those drawing methods, draw hair, we'll notice some p5 syntax. Those are the building blocks of p5. The function fill that sets the fill color, function stroke that sets the color of the body, the borders, stroke weight that sets the width of the stroke, and finally the function ellipse that draws the circle at given coordinates and with given sizes. And you may wonder how the body parts are arranged. Actually, we set some attachment points at the character's body where we attach arms, legs, and head. And to draw the character's hair, we use the position of the head as an anchor. And the other question that may arise is how do we calculate the sizes? Similarly, we use just predefined variables for sizes and use them in our function. It's worth mentioning that Randolor is designed with a modular approach, and this leads to consistency and makes the character easier to scale. So all the sizes are interdependent, and if we change the basic module, called modulus, all the other sizes will be affected and will change. At this illustration, you can see how the different modules are related to each other. And one question that you may ask is why the app is called Randolor anyway? Actually, it takes its name after the invention of the French designer and architect Le Corbusier, which is called modular, and it is a scaling system of proportions that you can see at this picture. So the first part of Randolor stands for random. And here we came to the most exciting part of the app, where we can find out how do we able to make magic using randomness. And here is how. We just call the function random, which is an extended equivalent of mathRandom in P5. It picks a random value from a range or a list of values. Then we apply random values to parameters of the character and finally get unexpected, sometimes really crazy and exciting results like this, this, or this. So here in the code, we can see that we call random and apply random values to hairstyle, to the shoe style, various angles and colors. And thus we let the computer participate in our creative process. And this is actually the genuine nature of generative art, when the artist and the computer collaborate together. So I hope this talk was useful to you, and it even will encourage you to build your own character generator. Please feel free to check out the slides, and thank you for your time.